Well, I think obviously last year was an exceptional year and something to be very excited about. Not only going to postseason, but not expected to win the conference, and your players believing that they could, and they accomplished that goal. And obviously to win it for the first time ever in school history. I think that I really feel that the previous year with the injuries and a lot of people getting playing time and having to go through a lot of highs and lows, younger players really added to our success, because I really think the preparation started the year before last, not last year. Now, as the defending champ, you have to go out with a different attitude, but we've told our players very simple, you have to work even harder. Trying to do something again sometimes is harder than attaining it for the first time, and that it doesn't just happen. You still have to really make it happen, and you have to approach things the same way, and sometimes even to a greater extreme. So hopefully they take that into account as we work through the early season to get prepared for Big West, but with our non-conference schedule, we're hoping that that prepares us for anything we might see the second half of the year. I'm very happy with what we're seeing. There's a lot of consistency. People are getting more comfortable. We did a lot of rotation things last year because people were limited and asking people to do things at time that they were prepared for, but they might have been not comfortable in doing. Now this year, with being able to stabilize some things, especially like the left side of our infield and getting someone more tuned to first base when Nikki's pitching, that is starting to come to fruition now. I'm really excited about that. Still trying to decide, what we're doing regarding the outfield position that Pierce, with her graduation, vacated, but I really feel that we've got some people stepping up, and if I had to say today, Taylor Petty is in the lead on that, and she's doing a very good job adapting to moving herself into the outfield. Well, we're talking to the team about, average-wise, numbers-wise, those types of things. We had an exceptional year, but believe it or not, we could have the same level of at-bats, the quality of at-bats, but not be as successful. So we're really focusing on things that are more in our control, and that is, trying to keep our on-base percentage up, to keep runners on base at all times, to put pressure on our opponents, whether by doing that we need to balance out our walk-to-strikeout ratio. Other things we have to do, believe it or not, is improve our defense. All those things that are little pieces to the pie that sometimes we have more control than, because if we have great at-bats, we can have great at-bats and not be as successful. Line drives that went through might go at people. Obviously on paper, I'm really excited about the lineup we have. But our hitters could be successful in their at-bats, but maybe not successful in their results. So we've got to keep working on those other little things, because there's going to be games where we might have 15 great at-bats in a game and only get 5 hits, but we got to figure out how to score 3 runs. And that's really why we literally were great last year doing it, and we have to continue that. Literally it's inning by inning, game by game. And those things are what make up the entire season. Well, for some people, if Megan Hom hits 370, it's hard to ask someone to hit 420. There are those people, whether it's Armagast, Amy Moore, Megan Hom, do what you did. The results will come, because they were extremely consistent start to finish over the year. Nicole Matson had a great year last year, and it's her first year of being healthy pretty much in 3 years. And I think she's a threat every time she steps to the plate, and she has made some adjustments that I think that there is going to be another jump with her this year. Megan Fogelsong did really well as we got into the final third of the season, and you hope she carries that over to this year. And, I see some improvements in Megan Allen. Kelsey Rodriguez hit 400 to the last week of the season. She's the kind of person you just have her stay consistent with her at-bats, and she could have the same at-bats but maybe not hit that high, but you're very happy with her approach and her results. And then finally, I think the one person I really do think that might take a big jump this year if I have to go by what we've seen to this point, truthfully, offensively, is Taylor Petty. She had a really good fall. She's improved tremendously. She's become more consistent. So I'm really excited to see, because she was one that struggled a little this year, if it's her and Megan Allen that take that jump this year. Well, I think in the first month when we play, Kentucky and UCLA and Fresno and Stanford and Cal and Oklahoma State, and Texas A&M and and BYU and the teams we're playing that were in postseason last year, including a couple of them in the World Series. I think for them, I think they have an expectation level, and I know they're going to compete. What you have to keep in perspective is I'm sure there are going to be some games in there where you play really well, but you're not successful in the wins and loss column. So they have to keep that in perspective. The other thing is, yeah, we have a veteran team, and now we've probably taken a bigger bite in the first 5 or 6 weeks than we normally have, but I really do feel that we get through that middle of March with that tournament then where we, because the first week of March we have Washington, and then we go to ASU. I really think, though, I would hope that when we get through the first 40% of the season, that last 60%, there isn't going to be anything that's going to surprise us, that we'll be prepared for everything down the stretch. And that's kind of what you plan for, because it really is where you finish, not where you start. Final thoughts, I'm excited for this group of young ladies, not only to defend the championship, but more importantly, create an opportunity to win another one, to have the opportunity to play some great teams early in the year that we've never even played. And for them to have that opportunity, that first 6 weeks, it's every game is going to be at that high optimum level that you have to be sharp every day. And I think they'll learn faster that way by having the repetition of that quality opponent. And for them, it's a great opportunity because there hasn't been a team, even a program at this university that's played this type of schedule. And for them, it's exciting because that's one of the reasons they came here. And we want to play up to make us better for the long run.